got a lot of interesting things going on. Obviously, gym's been open for a solid month now, but I got the phone call last night that my transplant's gonna be January 18th, so a definite date.
Why it's important to stay humble, going through everything I have been through, is knowing that we're only one injury away from it all being over.
There's honestly like a lot of mixed emotions about it. You know, like I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous. Like I've been through a lot of surgeries, you guys know that, so it's nothing new to me. But recovering from a transplant, there's a lot of stages. You know, it's not just like plug in a new body part and you're ready to go. You know, there's a lot that comes with it. So I got to learn more about that process, and I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right, that I don't fall back into this point. You know, I try to come on here and be positive a lot of times, and I think sometimes it sugarcoats the problems that go along with dialysis. It's inspiring for other people, but you know, the truth is, like, it's a very, very hard thing to deal with. There's other guys online, Frank McGrath, I've been talking to a lot, famous bodybuilder, a lot of you guys know him. We deal with things that most people would never know about, and because we don't talk about it. And you know, I just want to talk about a few of these things while I'm in the moment, so I can look back and reflect on these things, but also show improvement as I highlight my recovery. You know, dialysis is a bear. Kidney failure is a bear, and like each one has its own course of events that really kick the legs out from under you as you train. So, you know, we think about training and eating, and like you work out to stimulate muscle growth, and you know, it's a degenerative disease, kidney failure, and dialysis in itself is catabolic. So you really are working out to minimize the damage, but you're slowly decaying. You're watching your body fail you. You're watching your body just give up. The strength goes, the energy goes, and then where's your motivation? You know, what's really driving you at that point? For me, it's health. You know, I don't want to die at 40. So I'm trying to work out to keep myself in a position where I can come back from transplant and put myself in the best position to live as long as I possibly can. Adding quality, but in quantity years. You know, like not just being able to live, but I don't want to have to go back on dialysis in 6 years, 7 years. And I'm also hoping regenerative medicine is better by then. And also the medical field is working on synthetic organs, things that I've looked into since I've been on dialysis. So it's promising that 10, 20 years from now, there's going to be other options. But you know, the real hardships of dialysis comes with the lack of energy, your mental focus. They call it brain fog, but your ability to like, capacity to like problem solve, and even like your cognitive ability, like just speaking becomes harder. I've watched videos of myself, and it's like the way I used to speak is different than now. And sometimes I'll be in the middle of a conversation and have a hard time getting out what I'm trying to say. It's almost like ADD, you know, I relate to my fiance a lot because she has really bad ADD. So I'll be like, well, with the two of us do not make a good couple right now. We forget things all the time. But you know, there's nausea, there's insomnia, you're uncomfortable all the time. I haven't peed in 3 years. I have to limit the amount of water I'm drinking. I get puffy. You know, I'm now found out that I'm in early stages of heart failure, and not due to anything other than dialysis. There's two types of heart failure. There's the type where you get an overmuscular heart and the ability to pump blood gets limited by the amount of muscle you have. Then you have the other type where it's unable to open up. And I have that type, which is very, very specific to dialysis itself. So there is hope that with a kidney transplant and seeing a cardiologist, working on my, you know, doing cardio, there are medications they can put me on that are gonna help bring that level back up so I can be out of heart failure. It's called your refraction rate, because I'm just at the cusp now. But it answered a lot of questions for me, because you know, I was always tired, but these last 6 months, I'm like, man, this is kicking my ass. the longer I stay on dialysis, the harder this has gotten. You know, you think kidney failure, it's not that bad, but it's a chronic disease and it is a terminal disease. It will kill you. So if you don't take care of it, and kidney transplant is a treatment option, but it doesn't cure you. You're still gonna have issues the rest of your life. And depending on how you take care of yourself, how you react to treatment, like some people respond well to chemo, some people don't. Some people do very well with a transplant, some people don't. If there's rejection medications, then there's certain things that can happen with that. So there's still a lot to go, and for me to understand. But, you know, I think that transplant is the best option right now, but I do believe that there's gonna be better down the road. So I just gotta make it till then, and documenting this and seeing where we're at now and seeing where we're gonna go through the next year, you know. Here we are at end stages of treatment for dialysis and the beginning stages of my transplant, but we're gonna document it and see what happens, you know. Like, I have aspirations of lifting heavier again, but I won't risk my health to do it. I have a good team of doctors that are gonna help me, and I feel confident that I'll be able to make a full recovery in the aspect of like being a healthy individual. But, you know, will I ever do a powerlifting meet again? I don't know. I'm not gonna put anything on myself. I'm not gonna put that pressure on myself. You know, I have nothing to prove. I just am a man that loves to do it. And would I like to get back in it? Absolutely, but I'm not gonna risk my health to do it. Other than that, I think, you know, getting the gym in order is gonna be hard for me. You know, I haven't taken time off in 8 years, and I'm gonna be forced out of the gym. I got a great team here with my managers, and I feel confident that we'll be in a good position as a business, but, you know, it's hard to relinquish your baby and let go of control. I'm a control freak, so these are things that are gonna be a little bit harder for me. My only expectations I have are set by other people that have had transplants. And I've heard horror stories and I've heard miracles. So it's like this big gray area of what to expect. I try not to set any expectations because there's not 100% guarantee that this transplant's gonna work. You know, I have a lot of things in my favor. One, it's my sister. We're the same blood type, we're a good DNA match. So very, very high. The fact that it's a living donor and not a deceased donor, another very, very good thing. So the odds are in my favor, but it's not a guarantee that I'm gonna get this transplant and start feeling better. Like, my body can reject it, the kidney can fail. There's a lot of things that can happen, but, you know, I've heard that you wake up from surgery instantly feeling better, because instead of like dialysis only does 20%. Now this kidney's working full time, and you should start pumping the toxins out right away. So I'm hoping that I pee within that first week so they can pull that fucking tube out and I'm not stuck with a catheter in me. You know, that's like my biggest fear right now. Not the surgical scar, not, you know, it's the tube in my penis. That's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't want to have that in there too long. Luke Edwards, another guy, West Side guy, you know, early on through my treatment, was a guy that I asked a lot of questions to. He helped me out. And he got his transplant, I think, a year ago, doing very well. But he was like, bro, I haven't peed in so long, it burns when it comes out. And I was like, all right, so we've all had to clap at least once, right, fellas? So at least, not anything I'm not used to. So if that's the worst of it, you know, that's not something that I can't handle. And a price I'm willing to pay. You know, I'm ready. I've worked hard my whole life. So if I got to be disciplined and not eat a bunch of protein and I got to lose more weight, and people are like, what if you get small? And I'm like, dude, what if, you know? That's it then. Then I get small. Then I'm no longer walking around, but I don't want to be sick anymore either. Like, people that say that shit and like, oh, you'll be back benching 600. Like, dude, you have no clue what dialysis does to people. You have no clue. Like, the joint pains I've been through, the energy loss, like, you guys have no clue what that's like, and you would not want to do it again. So if you're telling me, hey, you got to be 200 pounds and skinny and you'll never lift over 400 on any lift again. I'm like, fuck it. If I feel better, I could travel, I can, you know, still coach, like, fuck it. It's not worth it to me anymore. I did it. I flew too close to the sun and I got burned. So I'm gonna learn from those mistakes, and if I can lift weights, I can lift weights. But, you know, if it's gotta change, then, you know, look at Dorian Yates, man. He barely lifts now. And it's because health issues. A lot of guys, you know, when they're young, they don't think about the consequences, and they're just like, fuck it, if I die at 40. And I was one of those people. It's like 40 years a lion or 80 years a lamb. You know, that was the saying. It's like, I'd rather be a lion for 40 years than be some weak dude but you get to that age and it's like, man, I'm not ready to go yet. You know, am I scared of dying? No. But do I want to die? Absolutely not. Like, I got too much to live for now. I think before I met Lauren, before I invested in my clients in this gym, before I made this place what it is, like, would I have cared as much about passing? Like, probably not. But now that I have those things in my life, like, it gives it more meaning, and it's like, I'm not done yet. I want to do more. I want to leave more here.